balanced, wish fulfillment, happily ever after. Healing from the Eight of Swords with the Star. And the Eight of Swords, breaking free of illusions. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, walking away from something to become your most abundant self. Hello, High Priestess. Next to Nine of Cups, a very wise, intuitive, psychic, spiritual soul. Well, hello, everyone. This is Ellie of Herbcraft by Ellie Apothecary, here with another timeless Tarot Quest long form message, intentional black screen reading. Moon is in Capricorn. If you're not watching or listening to this in real time, which by the way, headphones make it an excellent experience, just apply the astrology or any signs or anything I speak on that have to do with energy to wherever it fits. It could ping a synchronicity for you later. It doesn't have to be relevant to now. In fact, I find a lot of synchronicities that come through tend to become more apparent later. So note them if they feel like they are important. Six of Cups. Reuniting and it feels so good. Anybody know that song? Thank you everyone for being here. I'm doing a special reading here, and I don't plan to chit chat as much this time, but this is a kickback tarot quest for the collective. So if you want to skip ahead to really the heart of the beginning of this reading, check the description box for that timestamp. For everyone else, welcome. Get your favorite snack, fidget toy, beverage. Never Tear Us Apart by INXS just came on. I love that song. Two of Pentacles came flying out. I'm psychic, medium, empath, an astrologer, a seer, a mystic, a guide, and an advocate. This is a non-denominational channel. So yeah, tomorrow is Yule, or the winter solstice, summer solstice for Southern Hemisphere. We are celebrating changes from light to dark to light. And how appropriate during a liminal time to decide to do a divine union reading now. For those of you that know me, I don't typically tap into specific energy. I mean, I set intentions and I have a routine with all my readings, but I usually let spirit pretty much speak on whatever needs to come out for the collective. And I have a pretty vast array of different kinds of messages you can check out. My last channeled message was extremely high vibrational, and it's actually not a black screen reading. It has the oracle cards from the archetypes deck I pulled as the pinned image, and I did that for the channeled message because I thought, since it was really tapping into the artistry of the deck, that you all would really enjoy being able to see the cards during that specific message. So this one is our traditional in this community, which welcome, subscribe if you'd like. Thank you to everyone who has already. This is a specific divine union reading we're doing today as my little solstice gift to y'all. So I started getting the download yesterday about doing this. Death in reverse. This is an intuitive read, and again with the High Priestess. She kept wanting to come out earlier, so I'm going to leave her on the table. I do announce every card, that way you don't miss a thing. And I'd love to hear your feedback or receive a simple heart in the comments or the likes, they really do help the messages get out. I really feel like that last reading did not get the justice it deserved. So if you're part of the community and you really love my work and you're looking for a profound channeled psychic message, I was very tapped in that. I will link it at the end of this video, and the description box has everything else. Anyways, I don't want to ramble on too much with y'all. I just want to kick back and enjoy this with you. So today I put on my special Spotify playlist called Higher Love. My Spotify profile is also in the description box. Follow me if you'd like. I'm a music lover, connoisseur, and I have a very wide music taste. There's a playlist on there for everyone. Two of Wands. Three of Wands kept wanting to come out earlier. I also had the King of Cups on the bottom and the Knight of Cups on the top. So this is very much in unison with a love message. Kind of all over the place. There is a lot of different energy I'm working with today, let me tell you. Knight of Pentacles. I'm working with the Luna Editions Ethereal Visions version to start, and I have a few other decks. If y'all wouldn't mind, would you, if you can, take a deep breath with me? I'm going to chime my bell and we will officially start this quest. Ready? Deep breath in. And out. Bell. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. If you feel like buying me a coffee, my Venmo and PayPal links are also in the description box. I welcome the little Christmas presents if you feel inclined. So thank you so much. All right. So this message is going to be for anyone who pretty much is on the ascension path. I tend to read on higher vibrational energies typically. So we're talking about more spiritual love. We're talking about also the potential of a union that works with spirit. This could be past, present, future energy. I work with multiple timelines, and there are going to be different groups in the collective that we do read on. So if one message doesn't quite vibe with you and you feel like being patient, hold on tight, because there's a reason you're here if you felt called to it, right? Nine of Wands. Okay. I also cut all my long form messages into shorter form videos within a week or two of the original video release. And I will be pinning in the comments the accompanying blog to this quest with more pictures of the cards, along with pictures of my psychic notebook with channeled messages. I have been channeling in songs like crazy lately. I feel like the energy is picking up, yet I'm speaking very steadily, very certainly. So there's a little bit of anticipation in the energy. This is also an energy reading. Something is picking up speed. The Hierophant under the High Priestess. Wow. Okay. Yep, like I said, spiritual union. You could pair the High Priestess and the Hierophant. You could also pair, oh, what's this? It just, King of Wands just came flying out. I was just going to say the Magician, and even though the Magician and King of Wands are different, they're both magical AF. Now, remember y'all, gender doesn't matter with tarot. It's about energy, masculine active, feminine receptive, not actual expressions of gender, okay? So you could be in any energy, whatever feels true to you is what you're going to take forward with this, okay? All right. So what I was talking about with the divine unions and a higher spiritual love, the Magician is another big heavy hitter spiritual card that could pair with the High Priestess or the Hierophant, okay? What is this? cards are ready to talk. And the Queen of Cups right next to the King of Wands. That's great, because like I said earlier, we had the King of Cups at the bottom in the hidden energy and the Knight of Cups at the top. And the Knight of Cups is typically someone coming forward with an offer of love or friendship or a creative project, but it is an offer of something loving or creative. And since we are specifically tapping into higher love messages, we're gonna put it there. The Hanged Man. Wow. Okay, we have a lot of Piscean energy on the table. That would be also Neptune and Jupiter. When I call out zodiac signs, if it rings any bells for you as far as a specific person, apply it. If it doesn't, I don't call out zodiac signs to talk about specific people. I call them out because it's an energy that is represented in the cards, that is associated with the cards, and that can reflect a certain energy. I'm also a professional astrologer. So Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, and Jupiter is the old traditional ruler, and it's also the ruler of Sagittarius, and we are at the very end of Sagittarius season right now. Okay, but we have the High Priestess, the Queen of Cups, and the Hangman, which is all Piscean energy. I'm getting a download that some of you might be anticipating the arrival of a union in Pisces season, and that is the last week of February to the third week of March, okay? And don't attach to the timeline now. Six of Swords. Yeah, some of you are being moved into this. You have safe passages too, I'm hearing, or Spirit is guiding you through this journey. Okay, interesting. Okay. For some of you, if Pisces doesn't apply to you, if it has no significance, it's an emphasis on emotional nurturance, loving, deep psychic, intuitive knowing, and we are talking about spiritual love. It's also about having different perspectives on love, I'm hearing for some of you. I Feel You by Depeche Mode just came on, by the way. How woo-woo do we want to go? Okay, screw it. We're just going to go for it. Some of you, this is going to, where some people are going to click off. That's all right. Some of you don't want to talk about this. Some of you might have a psychic connection with your person. And again, I don't like to use that term, typically your person, but we are being very specific today. I am tapping into a certain amount of different groups in the collective that are experiencing divine unions, or they are on the ascension path and they are realizing that they're approaching a divine union, or that it's a possibility for them. It is also potentially the deepest love. I don't like to use specific titles like twin flame, kingdom spouse, or those clickbaity terms for a reason. The Fool. This is a new journey for some of you. Some of you are just now discovering what a higher spiritual love is, and that doesn't mean that you necessarily are experiencing love with that person now, but you had to have found it within yourself in order to attract it, which is why I am reading for more ascended part of the collective. Okay. Oh, the Empress just came flying out. She flipped out like she was doing gymnastics, and I just got chills on my knees. Somebody might actually be a gymnast, or I'm hearing yoga instructor. Interesting. That's for somebody specific. Confirmation, this could be for you. Or perhaps we'll just say your person, but really when I say that, I just mean you may not even know who your quote-unquote person is yet, right? And we never want to attach to outcomes, because that's how we block our blessings. So I'm finding a way to deliver this message on a higher caliber, and I hope you can appreciate that. We typically don't get into karmic energies over here because, quite frankly, it's not their reading. Okay? If any karmic energies come up, it's because Spirit feels it's important for some kind of protection, some kind of wisdom somebody needs to hear, or some kind of download to receive. I do tend to activate people, so if you're not interested in potential activations, codes, or upgrades, you may leave now. Thank you. You got the Page of Pentacles and then the Four of Pentacles. Somebody wants to speak up about this. Holding on to some kind of manifestation. Yeah, okay, so for some of you, you need to let go of any manifestations around this divine love union, and I'm hearing for some of you, cut some cords. The well. Wow. Yeah, tap into your deepest creative potential by removing yourself from what you expect to happen, therefore allowing yourself to be in the flow and receive what is meant to happen. Right? Okay, cool. I've got a lot of cards here, so let's see what's going on here. All right. This is probably when we're going to really start getting into it. I'll leave those over there. Interesting. I'm going to read into this energy, and I will tell you all the cards here. These readings tend to go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. So if you don't have time to enjoy the whole thing, definitely save it to your watch later playlist and come back, okay? You're Still the One by Shania Twain. So some of you have been in a divine union already, or you are reminiscing over somebody that you could have had one with. That's for some specifics. So far we have a group of you that are new on your ascension path, and some of you who have been on it for a while. So welcome to each and every one of you, and I'm getting chills, so that is significant. So the top row I have 4, the middle row I have 6, and I also have 6 below on the 3rd row. Top row left to right. 2 of Pentacles, Death in reverse, High Priestess, 2 of Wands. Below the 2 of Pentacles is the Knight of Pentacles. Below Death in reverse is the Knight of Wands. Below the High Priestess is the Hierophant. Below the 2 of Wands is the King of Wands. Next to that is the Queen of Cups and the Hanged Man. 3rd row down, underneath the Knight of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles is the Fool. Underneath Death reversed and 9 of Wands is the Empress. Underneath the High Priestess and the Hierophant is the Page of Pentacles. And underneath 2 of Wands and the King of Wands is the 4 of Pentacles. Then underneath the Queen of Cups is the Well, and underneath the Hanged Man is the 6 of Swords. Some kind of perspective change led you to peace, I'm hearing for some of you. Good job. Also, this Empress has gone through a great change in overcoming her wounds with the 9 of Wands. By the way, I speak out the cards and their positioning not only to give a more visual experience to activate imagery in your mind, it's also to help tarot enthusiasts learn how to read the cards better. If you can learn by listening and not watching, you'll learn a lot from my readings. I definitely implore you to check out my Divine With Me playlist, which has all of the Tarot Quest short and long form. And then if you're looking for more of that woo-woo, deep, heavy, channeled spiritual message, check out my channeled messages. In the description box, it's down near the bottom called Source Downloads, okay? That'll give you some resources. Just click on whatever title calls to you, okay? And I hope you enjoy yourself. I've been reading on a certain certain select groups in the collective in these higher love unions since March or April. So one of the first divine unions is from back then of this year, 2025. Again, all my messages are timeless. So apply the time frame how it fits for you. That's just a reference point, okay? All right. For those of you that did not skip forward to the timestamp, thank you. I like to take my time getting into the energy because this is kind of a hangout, all right? The next song on the playlist, and I do use music to divine, by the way, is It All Gets to Be Easier by DJ Source. This is a beautiful song. I'm going to let y'all kind of listen to it while I read in, all right? Some of you needed to hear this. Well, if you didn't believe it, Spirit's in the house. They're here to support you. Some of you really needed to know that it's going to be okay and that you don't need to worry anymore. Some of you have been on this divine union journey for a long time, right? All right, so let's start at the top here. You ready? Let's go. Two of Pentacles is some kind of energy transference and juggling and working things out. With the Knight of Pentacles underneath that, I'm getting that it's taken a very long time for some of you. And again, you could be divine masculine, divine feminine, or identify as like a divine being, which is someone who is in balance with their divine feminine, divine masculine sides. That's a very ascended spiritual person who has gone through the trials and everything else. I have a reading that's my most popular reading that's titled something like You Both Went Through the Trials or something to find this divine love or something like that. Check that out if it calls to you. Two of Pentacles, yeah, some of you have been working very hard on something for a very long time in order to have a new beginning. For some of you who identify more with the divine feminine Empress archetype, you did have to go through a great change. It was freaking exhausting. Some of you are still at the end of that change and you're learning how to be the Empress. You're learning how to rest, how to receive, how to rejuvenate, how to enjoy your life and create. Yeah, some of you might be water signs because there is heavy water, or you're just a very deep, emotional, creative energy. But the Queen of Cups above the well, you have a great capacity to create and nurture your environment. Some of you have been receiving divine guidance on this, on how to manifest this new beginning for yourself. Some of you have worked with a higher power. Some of you have become a higher power, meaning like a high priestess up here above the Hierophant. The Hierophant can represent God or a divine being. It can represent spiritual advancements in your knowledge. For some of you, these, we'll call them upgrades, have created something for you to tangibly offer, I'm hearing. The King of Wands, that's someone who is very courageous, very sure of themselves, charming and passionate, fiery, driven, takes actions and leads. They're not quite the Emperor, but they are very close to becoming an emperor, which is like the empress, the divine counterparts with the court cards. They are up there. Again, the spiritual cards here, this spiritual love is very evident across the board. So for some of you, this is about this divine feminine over here who's overcome a lot, and this divine masculine over here who's making decisions, making plans on how to take action towards this, we'll call it Queen of Cups, Empress energy, and the Two of Wands above the King of Wands. You have two possibilities. This is for the divine masculine side now. This is a genuine collective reading, by the way. It's a little different than you might be used to because I'm not reading for specific people except for with the separate messages, right? And even then it's a group. I tap into many energies at once. All right, so hang with it, all right? It's kind of like a group hangout, you know? Cool. For some of you, I'm getting a separate download. We'll call it the DMs for the divine masculine. And again, you don't have to be that gender, a man or a woman, or even non-binary. You can be any one of these, and your person could be any one of these. It's about energy. So just because I'm talking about a DM doesn't mean I'm not talking about a woman, because a woman could very much be in her masculine energy. So could a non-binary person. Again, it's about active versus receptive energy. Okay. So the King of Wands, for some of you DMs, you've had to choose between your spiritual path and a new beginning in love. This is something that you have held on to for a long time for some of you. For half the group, I'm getting that you've held on to the potential of having a divine love. And for some of you, you've held on to your faith over love. The well is the ultimate creation, pulling from anything. It reminds me of the last channeled message, you are the prize. I think some of you would really benefit from listening to that. It's truly powerful. We talked about Anima Mundi. We talked about pulling everything from the ethers, as within, so without. We talked about that spiritual principle. Some of these DM energies are embodying a balance of fire and water, which is very alchemical. It is tempered, it is balanced. I'm seeing the Temperance card in my mind eye, which can also represent the archetype of an earth angel. Okay, if you don't know what that is, just do a quick Google search. I talk about some of these things sometimes. Some of you really want to be a reliable, stable force in somebody's life. Again, whether you know your person or not, this is something that you desire. It's something you've had to gain another perspective on and feel safe enough to pursue. And Spirit's guiding you through calmer waters. You've got everything you need with you, and you're ready for this journey. All right, I'm going to pull some more cards. Just saw 10 of Pentacles and Judgment, and the 8 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Wow. And then 4 of Wands just spit itself out. So Divine Union, Celebrations, Knight of Wands. Wow. Okay, so some of you DMs are ready to move quick on this. Divine Union, you already know who your person is, and you're coming in hot and quick. And it's something to celebrate with the 4 of Wands. That can also represent a new foundation of a belief or a celebration, like a wedding or a marriage or an engagement or a new home. 10 of Swords. Celebrating the end of a betrayal as well. Wow. It looks like both for these particular energies I'm reading on right now, as far as divine masculine and feminine, you both have overcome quite a bit. I mean, this Empress has the Nine of Wands and this King of Wands and also Queen of Cups. I do feel like that's for some of you. You have the embodiment of this King of Wands outward appearance, but inside you are like the Queen of Cups. So you are very much imbalanced. I feel like that's specific for those of you that actually do identify as a man. Like, you come across as very charismatic, magnetic, a leader in your field. Like, you really know your craft. You create magic everywhere you go, I'm hearing. And the Queen of Cups internally, I feel like that's kind of like who you are when you're alone or you're with your closest loved ones. You are loving, supporting, nurturing, creative, kind. I'm hearing like the Divine Mother. Interesting. So some of you have overcome something great here with the Ten of Swords, and it could be making this decision. It could be deciding that you no longer resonated with betrayal, and by taking this leap of faith that we do have here on the bottom left corner with the Fool, you are ready for this something new, and you've put down your burdens and your betrayals, and you're ready. Wow. And then I just pulled the Emperor card. Hello, ultimate divine match, and multiple chills. Wow. You've become the Emperor. You have leveled up. Look at you. Good job. Both of you have leveled up to these divine beings, this divine match. For the specific energies in this particular group, you have come together energetically. Again, with the Two of Pentacles, I ask, you know, how woo-woo do we want to get? And my shop tagline is from the mundane to the mystical, explorations of the 3D to the 5D. Well, some of you have a psychic connection. And if you are not believing that, I feel like somebody here is doubting this or wanting to click off. That's all right. You're just not ready to go into the woo-woo that deep, but you're welcome to stay, and perhaps you'll learn something new, like over here with the Hangman, a new perspective. But you don't have to stay. I did mention this is a higher spiritual reading, so I hope that everybody feels open-minded and open-hearted enough to be present for what is coming out from Spirit, okay? Because I'm just a channel. All right, cool. So yeah, congratulations to both of you for becoming these truly solid figures. It's like whatever this Empress went through, this great change that was very wounding, that was exhausting, it turned her into this divine being. And I'm going to use he, him, or she, her pronouns for the corresponding cards. But again, put the gender how it fits in your life, okay? Could also represent phases or certain energies you need to embody in order to move forward, okay? There's multiple ways you could look at it. Again, the Hanged Man over here, different perspectives. This Emperor had a different perspective on something. What is it? Seven of Wands on the split and Six of Cups. I'm not going to pull those out, but I'm getting a message that wow, Ten of Cups. And then what is this that just came shooting out? Ace of Swords. This is the truth. Whatever. And the Star. Holy cow. And the Ace of Wands. Oh my goodness. And the Six of Wands. Okay, we'll take all those. So, hold on, Spirit. Someone's very excited about this. Okay. All right. So the Emperor has had a moment of truth about true love and their happily ever after, what kind of healing needed to take place, how they want to shine their light and offer this like newly divinely inspired action that is going to be very successful with the Six of Wands over here. Wow, that is powerful. That is powerful. So whoever you are, DM, you know what your happily ever after is, because that's what the Ten of Cups is. whatever that may be. And we are specifically reading on love today, so I am going to apply it there and not be so general, okay? The Ace of Wands, again, this is divine gift from Spirit. So is the Ace of Swords. The truth that you learned in this journey, overcoming betrayal, whether it was in your mind or the different kinds of lifestyles you may have lived, different kinds of truths you may have held, different beliefs you may have released. I'm hearing work with Archangel Uriel if you want to work on your mindset. For some of you, that's important. Or this healing that some of you have done have made you very successful. You are a champion. You have overcome a lot of combative people and a lot of wars, I'm hearing. And it's allowed you to shine your light. And this is the truth. This is, you are speaking your truth. This could be why you're coming in so quickly, because there's something with this DF, we'll say, that has you fired up. Like, I'm hearing for some of you, she is my divine inspiration. Wow, that's very sweet. Seven of Wands, and you're going to protect her, I'm hearing. Seven of Wands, wow. So whoever you are, your energy is very strong, and you just took over this reading. But we're going to get back to the group now, so thank you for putting in your 2 cents. Some of you others may want to feel like this, like you want to protect this person, or you want to have somebody to protect, to fight for. For some of you, this is, you've overcome any limiting beliefs and insecurities when it comes to competing for someone's attention and time. I'm hearing for some of you, you may have realized that in the past, other people put you in competition when you were the prize. And again, watch that channeled message. I really feel like a lot of people here want to hear that message. It's not just me promoting. Spirit's really pushing it through. All right, so you want to fight. All right, let's go over to this DF, this Divine Feminine. And I feel like we're going to read for the DMs. So, I'm going to pick up on some questions you might have for Spirit about this Divine Feminine, and then I'd really like to get this Divine Feminine's perspective. And I'll let you know that when I tap in, I go through a very specific routine in tapping into the energies. And before I start every reading, I ask that the spirit tribe, the spirit guides, the soul, spiritual family of the higher energetic beings I'm connecting with give their consent to be read on, which means if I'm reading on a Divine Feminine, they're most likely in this reading too, or it will give the Divine Masculine some clarity, or vice versa, right? However you want to put it. And again, this could be 2 Divine Masculines and 2 Divine Feminines, but typically when we're talking about a divine union, it is that blessing. Interesting. It is a blessing, but it's that integration of light and shadow, of masculine and feminine, and that doesn't mean that it's a heteronormative relationship, okay? I'm very inclusive over here. It also doesn't mean, this might irritate some people, but that's okay, I tell the truth. This could also not be a monogamous relationship. Believe it or not, there are people in the poly world who have one main person, and then everyone else is part of their extended family, so to speak. I'm not personally poly. I don't know why I needed to mention that. I guess somebody wanted to know. I have lived my life, but I am not. I'm monogamous and currently celibate because I am a high priestess. So I don't know. Now I feel like I'm on the spot. I'm right there with y'all. Hello, collective message. So I don't know. I feel like somebody needed that kind of clarity about poly and monogamy and divine unions. I don't know, there must be someone here that is poly, and that's cool if you are. There's no judgment. So, you can have a divine counterpart and other soulmates or soul friends, soul family that you connect with in relationships. So it is possible for either or. Again, holding multiple perspectives here. Now, I did pull the 5 of Cups over the Empress energy as I was talking about that. Some of the divine feminines here have overcome some great sadness, some great loss. And since that came out when I was talking about poly relationships, or for some of you, just open relationships or dating without being serious, any kind of openness, we'll say. I sense that some of the divine feminines have been hurt by this kind of behavior in the past. Now, there's a difference between being open and respectful and then being free. We have wild horses coming on, so some of you are a little bit of a stallion, we'll say, divine masculine. Some of you do have that Knight of Wands energy on the table here. No judgment. Again, you know, people live their lives how they want to live, as long as you are respecting other people and being open and honest about the kind of lifestyle you want to live, and the other party has consented to that and you consider their needs, then do you. Okay? Cool. But for some, I feel like some divine feminines here kind of wanted to put it out on the table that they're a little hurt by this kind of behavior in the past. So I'm picking up for a select few, either it's that they used to experience a lot of heartbreak like that, or they don't want to go through that again. They don't want to share their person with anyone else. I feel like I'm channeling into some divine feminines with that. So I feel like that's relevant for some of the divine masculines, since I'm tapping into this energy for you now. All right, let's see what else you may want to know about this divine feminine. For some of you, I just heard, is she single? Well, you know, this is a divine union reading, and it's not always so cut and dry. I can't say there's too many people here. But for that specific group, let's see what Spirit has to say. I'm going to answer it because we're going to have a little fun here. All right, let's see. 10 of Wands. I'm hearing for that particular person or people that wanted to know that, this divine feminine has put down some kind of burden. So I'm willing to bet that your person is single. And graduating from the 9 to the 10 of Wands, yeah, they've also been through it. So for some of you, proceed with caution. This person's been through a lot of pain, or these people, and you know, I'm reading on this energy over here. We've got the Emperor, the Knight of Wands, paired with the Queen of Cups as a divine masculine feminine blended person. The Lover's card keeps coming up in my mind's eye, and now I'm seeing the Queen of Wands over here for this Empress. She's a match to you. She's a match. We've got the King of Wands over here. But I was going to say earlier, we kept pulling that King of Cups card, and then the Lovers kept trying to come out earlier, which is the card to look into if you want to understand that divine balance between masculine and feminine energies within one person. Wow, 9 of Pentacles over the Queen of Wands, and there's the Temperance card. Wow. For some of you, this divine feminine is a very magical baddie who has created a very bountiful, independent life with the 9 of Pentacles over the Queen of Wands. She knows how to work her magic and create. And she is tempered, balanced, and also has the energy of alchemy. Just like this DM over here with the fire and water. I was talking about temperance. Again, this is very matched energy. So of course, DM, those of you that are sure and you're moving forward, that's confirmation for you that you met your match for some of you, okay? Feel free to leave in the comments at any point if anything in this reading you feel called to share on. This is a spiritual community, and I would love it if y'all would engage. All right, you know, be a part of it. Feel like you have a safe space, because this is a safe space. And the song Breath just came on by Ex Machina. Machina. Pronunciation, please. Some of you need to take a deep breath. Let's do that right now. The lyrics are, speak your truth. They already know. Search your mind. It's written in gold. Don't say no. Let it unfold out. Etc., etc. So some of you needed some encouragement to communicate, it seems. And Spirit's telling you, speak your truth. They already know who you are. So for some of you, that's confirmation. Wow, massive chill. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Intense. Intense, Spirit. Thank you. For some of you, you are in a Kundalini awakening, or you have recently had one, and so is this person. And I just pulled the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Another divine blessing. I mean, got everything except Ace of Cups, and I'm getting full body chills. Wow. And that was definitely some Kundalini energy. So some of you are definitely high divine beings. By the way, you have to have actually had an awakening to channel that energy or be on the precipice of experiencing it. So yes, I do know a thing or two about these energies. And Ace of Pentacles, that is a blessing from Spirit. And then we pull the Three of Swords. This person... Wow, I'm getting multiple messages. Hold on a sec. For some of you, this divine feminine is a physical blessing because you overcame heartbreak of the past. For some of you, this person has something to offer you, and it will free you of heartbreak. For some of you, I'm hearing that you are about to give this divine feminine a huge blessing that is going to change her world and take her out of heartbreak. Spoiler alert, Spirit. The Tower. It's a good tower, folks. Are y'all ready? Are you ready for this? Wow, full body chills again. This is getting more intense. Hello. Wow, this is gonna change both y'all's world, and you're gonna come in like a force DM. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so what can we tell? That's amazing. Congratulations. It sounds like this is underway. Again, if you don't have any confirmation of this and you're the divine feminine, remember that being open to unexpected happy surprises, like working with Archangel Jophiel for that specifically, will help you get into the rhythm and flow of receiving this tower. Okay. Last night, Oya, the Orisha goddess, came to me. She's a Yoruban goddess. And I actually made a note of this in my channeled messages log, which again will be in that blog pinned in the comments here below. That's for the YouTube community, okay? I always have an accompanying blog for every video. Anyways, she's the goddess of lightning and great storms and swift change, and she's a protectress. She has a lot of similar energy to Kali Ma. Kali Ma's been coming in very strong, so is Hecate. And I did actually channel in multiple love gods and goddesses before starting this reading, along with Archangel Chamuel for unconditional love, and Archangel Christiel for higher crown chakra and higher heart chakra activation and embodiment for this union reading. Okay. So this is very special. I really do hope this is a great solstice and Christmas gift, or summer solstice gift if you are not in the northern hemisphere, or whatever time of year it is, whatever celebration you have coming up next. This is just going to be, I heard, the icing on the cake for some of you. If you have a particular way you like to celebrate the holidays, and we are speaking more about the winter solstice, feel free to drop that in the comments. Two cards just went shooting out, and they are Six of Cups and the Four of Swords. Killing Moon by Echo and the Bunnymen came on. This song's been haunting me for a few months to half a year, so look up the lyrics. I also have a channeled songs playlist. I have multiple playlists on Spotify. Check it out. It's possible I've been picking up on your energy, and some of those songs could be relevant. For those of you that are in a psychic connection, your person has been sending you messages through song lyrics. So again, check out that channeled messages playlist. Seven of Pentacles. So Six of Cups is like, I see. Whatever investment this is that's about to be put into place, or whatever investment has been made, is bringing great peace. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's going to make your inner children feel safe for the first time in your life. That's specific for someone. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, that's a progression, and also that's working very hard on something sustainable, something tangible, something you've built, something you've invested in. And again, this could be in yourself, this could be in your own peace, this could be connecting to your own inner child. And doing all this work has allowed you to present this offer to this person, or receive, because again, these energies are very matched. I'll also mention that Six of Cups is a past soulmate connection. And earlier this tried to come out with the Seven of Wands. I'm getting a very specific message. This is definitely not for everyone. And this is when my mediumship gifts kind of come out. So bear with me. If you're not into the super woo-woo, no worries. Skip ahead, or, you know, have a great day. I don't think anybody's still hanging in who's not open-minded at this point, but I just got to say that. All right. So tapping into the Akashic records, if you're spiritual, you know what I'm talking about. Archangel Metatron is present, by the way. I work with multiple energies, like I said. For some of you, this was, and trigger warning, this may activate some past life memories. So for some of you, it may not. It may just be a confirmation for you. Okay, this is from Spirit. I'm going to channel this, but I feel like I have to be very careful with how I present this. Okay, this is specific. For one or a few divine unions here, this is a past life soulmate that you loved, that you have experienced union with, or right before you were to experience union, one or the other person passed on. And I'm getting, wow, intense chills. Okay, so that someone definitely felt that. Oh wow, in the back of my head too. Okay. I'm not going to get that specific, Spirit. No, we're not going to do that. If you would like a more intuitive guided message, book with me. More links are in the bottom. Okay, I do multiple things. Just check out my services, email me, whatever, and we'll talk. But this, wow, this could be part of the Five of Cups. Interesting. And the putting it to rest. Okay, so for whoever this energy is, the DM, you had to put to rest and heal a past life memory of failing this person in some way. That, again, this is very specific, trigger warning. I'm hearing for some of you, you did not make it in time. Take a deep breath. Okay, it's going to be okay. Take a deep breath. You've already done the work. You've already overcome this. You already know. So this for some of you, this is a strong rebalancing karmic lesson. You know that is part of your destiny to bring this offer to this person, to reunite with the Six of Cups. This is somebody you've had to forgive yourself And it seems that this energy has had to overcome deep feelings I'm hearing of abandonment because of past life trauma. And in order for you two to come together, you had to clear through your own experiences, your own journeys, different karmic lessons in order to reunite. And that you are reuniting. For whoever that specifically hit, it could be a few people, it could be thousands of people for all I know. I'm tapping into many energies right now. And yeah, surprise community, I also tap into the Akashic. I did mention in my blogs that I've had multiple upgrades and my psychic gifts have tripled in the last few months. And I'm not saying that to brag, I'm saying that to let you know that we're only getting started over here. So thank you if you subscribe. Appreciate your presence. And thank you for letting me tap into your energies. Let me just clear the air with my bell because we're going to pull out of your energy. Thank you for sharing your story. Know that you are having the scales of justice balanced, I'm hearing. And by you overcoming your fears and feelings of failure, by stopping sabotaging, and by choosing to come forward to this divine feminine, it's a brand new start. It really is a true new beginning, not just in this lifetime, but you are clearing past life trauma. So congratulations. I know that's a lot of pressure, but you've obviously already juggled with it over here with the Two of Pentacles and again the Knight of Pentacles. You have overcome something. You have taken your time making sure it was the right decision. Again, for some of you, it was a choice between a higher love or just communion with spirit. So some of you may, I'm hearing, be a man of God. That's specific for some of you. Or a high priestess for some of you. Again, flip the gender, however, it doesn't matter. So thank you for sharing that. I am going to ring my bell and clear that past life energy, and then I'll see about reading a little bit more into this. One moment. Thank you. I'm actually going to pull from my Cosmic Energy Oracle cards. 7-11 on the timer. That is spiritual community in the house. Welcome. 7-11, angel number, look that up. Hope. Hope is a beam of light in the darkness. Hello. You had to have a lot of hope. You had to have a lot of hope in order to present, what is this? Friendship. Cherish friendships. They are the harbor for your soul. Some of you, it was a matter of relying on your social group to come to this decision. For some of you, I'm hearing a church or a spiritual community. For others of you, you know that this person is like they're not just a deep soulmate and a past life soulmate, they are your best friend, or at least they have the potential. And as I'm saying that, you're not going to believe what song is coming on because I was channeling it early, if y'all remember. Ready? Reunited and it feels so good. Peaches and Herb going back. All right, that was perfect timing. Okay, hello. Multiple confirmations, more chills. So you are definitely, some of you are finally coming into union or reunion, but I feel like this message is very strong for a specific few who have not actually met in person in this lifetime. I mean, you know who your person is, so to speak, and they know who you are. We spoke on that. We confirmed that. So it's happening. Congratulations. I know a lot of people get really excited about these kinds of things. And again, if it isn't your story, you find yourself forcing it, then it may not be your time. And I know that's really hard for some of you to deal with that fact, but divine timing is always right on time. Temperance is balance, it's patience. It's being able to go at a steady pace and not lose yourself to the rhythm of life, but rather go with the flow. So if you are here, you know you have the potential to have a divine union if you don't already know who this person is. Or perhaps you've always suspected that a higher love like this existed, but you weren't sure. I'm going to pull, oh wow, Eight of Swords in reverse just went flying off the top of the deck. Yeah, some of you have gotten out of your head. Some of you need to get out of your head, get out of your own way in order to see things from another perspective. And don't feel like a victim to it, because you got to remember that in these divine unions, they activate a lot of healing between both souls. And in order to match someone, you have to have a certain frequency, right? And depending on the level of the connection is how close that frequency is to each other, right? This particular reading that these energies I'm reading on are a divine match, are divine counterparts, are past soulmates. And I feel like for 70% of you, you haven't physically met this person yet, but you know who they are. The other 30% of you, you suspect who your person is, and you just got confirmation, and you may or may not know them in real life, okay? And when I say in real life, I just mean in this 3D plane. For some of you that it's 70%, you're already connecting with this person on the 5D. You're already having a psychic experience. Pay attention to the synchronicities, pay attention to the angel numbers, pay attention to the songs, okay? Because there are messages there, and it may not be from your quote-unquote person, it could be from the divine, all right? So for those of you that got out of your own way, congratulations, because you have to have that inner strength in order to move forward on something like this, okay? Now, I want to see if there's any last advice from Spirit for the DM that is coming in for this Divine Feminine, and then I'd like to read into the Divine Feminine energies. And if there are other groups still here from the collective, you know, maybe this is inspiration for you if it doesn't feel true, or it's something that is coming for you, or it's something you've experienced and you're super grateful and feeling nostalgic, looking back on your life going, wow, wasn't I the lucky one, right? I don't know your story, but it's multiple timelines, so put it how it fits, right? What do we have here? The Chariot. Spirit's advice is giddy up. It's time to move. Victory and success are assured. Oh man, I think it was about 3 weeks ago I got that William Tell classical song playing in my head, like in the, anybody ever, you know what I'm talking about? That one. Yeah, that one was playing. That was obnoxious, let me tell you. Some of the songs I get, I'm just like, Spirit, like, for example, and I'm getting chills as I'm telling this because this is going to make somebody laugh. It's for somebody specific. Anybody ever watch Ren and Stimpy? Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, happy. That song was playing in my head the other day. Like, what the heck, Spirit? My inner child loved it, but man, whew, I was like, seriously? I was actually in a really bad mood when that song came in. It was like, they're like, it's all right. And then I realized it was a channeled song because it came up later. So like, somebody really needs to know, like, it's time to get happy. And I feel like we had a Divine Union reading summer, so 2 or 3 months ago. And oh, it was the, even when it hurt, you kept going, or something like that. Look it up in the playlist, okay? So, yeah, some of you needed to know that it's time to get happy. And I'm Your Man by Leonard Cohen just came on. Wow, what a classic, beautiful song. I love this song. Every time it comes on, it reminds me of a late friend who used to love Leonard Cohen with me. And it makes me think of this DM is ready to like take this to the next level. If you're ready, Divine Feminine. What else can we say, Spirit? Three of Cups, it's time to celebrate. I mean, what else is there to say? It's happening. It's already done. It's already done. It's already done. Congratulations. It's time to celebrate. And, you know, if this hasn't happened for you, this could be a predictive message, but do not hold on to it. If it doesn't feel true, or you feel like you're clinging to the possibility of it, it may just be triggering your wounds and something that you could heal to help get you closer. And again, the point of this is to find divine union within yourself, to find divine union with spirit, and then you attract another who is in divine union with themselves and spirit. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with the process, okay? Remember that, and this is going to piss some people off, but envy and jealousy is a very slippery spirit that can creep in and out of anyone's life, okay? Evil eye is a real thing. So try to remember that anybody who is deserving of receiving this love now has already gone through all the trials. Yet again, check out that reading. Anyways, it'll give you some more answers, I believe. Okay, so that's all we're going to say for the Divine Masculine, but I'm sure you're very curious on the perspective of this Divine Feminine. So, Divine Feminine, let's tap into your energy now. I'm going to switch to my Herb Crafters Tarot deck, which the Hayas are pages, Adelitas are knights, Madres are queens, and Curanderas are kings. It is a Latin-based deck. There are plants associated with the different cards, which how perfect for an empress, right? And already, 3 of Fire. She's ready to expand. You are ready to expand. Good for you. You are ready for this. You're ready for something. That's interesting. The cards got turned around. How are y'all enjoying this specific solstice love message? It's kind of a treat. Again, I don't typically tap into specific styles of readings. It's the first time Spirit has specifically wanted me to do this kind of reading. And I'm very careful in how I deliver love messages to the collective because unfortunately there's a lot of content out there that, and I'm not judging anyone, it's just I feel like it needs to be said. There's a lot of how can I put this? You know, I'm not going to say any more of that. There's just some stuff that isn't for the highest and greatest good for individuals to get, you know, more caught up in their head. This is for evolved souls. And as I say that, I'm passing the 2 of Cups and the King of Cups in the deck. For some reason, this deck got all screwed up, so I'm just straightening my cards real quick. Interesting. Some of these Divine Feminines are getting organized and putting something together at the last minute. That's for someone specific. High Priestess in reverse and the 3 of Cups in reverse. Oh, she doesn't see this celebration coming. That's for someone specific in case you wanted to know. She is a High Priestess, but she does not see it coming. Interesting. So for some of you, you have a surprise planned, and this is Spirit confirming that you are good to go. Justice and the 10 of Cups. I mean, are you kidding me? On the split. And then Planet Caravan by Black Sabbath came on. That to me is like the 6 of Swords in my mind's eye. It's moving to safe passages together. For some of you, I'm getting a side message that it has been a long time coming to have this road of peace. That's very specific for some of you. That's why this 10 of Cups is your justice, I'm hearing. Interesting. Whew, more chills. Okay. High of Earth. I'm not going to take it, but again, working on some way to manifest something. Seven of Fire, some kind of protection, some kind of defense. What exactly? Five of Earth against lack. Huh. Seven of Fire again. Seven of Cups. Making wise choices and decisions, knowing there are always options. I feel like this is a lot of the work that this Empress did in the Nine of Wands. Wow, Ten of Pentacles. To accomplish something really significant with another. Wow, okay. Whoa, major chills. Wow, major download. This is a specific few. This Empress is the abundance. Some of you know that. Some of you don't. Also, protect your abundance. That's another reason why some of you want to protect this Empress. Not for those reasons, but because you know how valuable she is. Not only Ten of Pentacles is the most valuable card as far as monetary, as far as family, legacy, and also great wealth. For some of you, this is about spiritual inheritance. For some of you, this is about generational wealth that this person has either received or is receiving. For some of you, I'm hearing this is because of an ascension and leveling up. Divine inheritances are here. They're not coming, they're here. Again, protect yourself, protect the ones you love, because sometimes people listen to these readings to siphon off of other people. We ain't gonna have that, are we? Hell no. Eight of Pentacles, or excuse me, Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. Yeah, some energies have been working on this, so just be cautious. That was actually the Eight of Wands, Eight of Fire. So some of you are coming in quick. Ten of Swords. To make sure that betrayal never happens again. Some of you are very passionate. I thought we were going to be reading from the Divine Feminine's perspective, but Divine Masculine, you are very assertive right now. Four of Swords. Thank you. You're going to take a step back and take it easy. I appreciate that. Wonderful. Cool. It's good you're feeling very much in your Divine Masculine energy. Oh yeah, Four of Cups. Cool. Yeah, you're just going to chill. Sounds great. 4-4 synchronicity, by the way. All right. What do we have here? The Madre of Water, Queen of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Yeah. So you both have this Queen of Cups energy. She has more earth and water, and it seems you have more fire and water, but you both have that alchemical energy, that earth angel energy I'm hearing. Wow, what are you shooting out at me? Okay. The Moon. And a very deep psychic spiritual connection. You're both extremely psychic. For some of you, this is specific. Wow. And again, with the Six of Air. Six of Swords, again, this is where you find peace, balance, harmony, equal give and take when it comes to communication for some of you, I'm hearing. Wow. Three of Air, Three of Swords. After a great heartbreak. Nine of Fire, double Nine of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is common energy in between. Wow. You both have been on a very long battle. You both have had your hearts torn out. You both have long wanted peace, and you're about to give it to each other. Yet again, with this Queen of Cups and the Four of Cups over here. In this particular version, there's no people in it or anything. Usually it's a person sitting at a tree, not paying attention to their blessings, hence missing them or not seeing them coming. A big cup of love, right? This is actually, to me, this is foundation of emotional stability and security within oneself. And you both have it on each side. So you're matching each other. Again. Same with the Nine of Wands. And the High Priestess. Hello. twice on the table here. Big emphasis on Piscean energy. Neptune, also illusions, the unseen, the subconscious, the hidden, the psychic, the ethereal. For some of you, this divine feminine is a like incredible, highly gifted psychic and seer. Page of Cups. Oh, excuse me, Knight of Cups. Yeah. She actually has something to offer you. I'm getting, usually the Knight of Cups I would get from the Divine Masculine, but she has something to offer you. Oh, you're ready to speak up, Divine Feminine. Welcome. Thank you. Now that we can be received, right? Wow, a lot to say. Wow, Ace of Cups and the Chariot. That is so cool. And then the Eight of Wands again. She's ready. She's ready. She expects victory and success. And she also has the Eight of Cups you were looking for. Divine Masculine. Over here you have the Eight. Also, she has the Ace of Pentacles. Let's not forget. I believe Ace of Pentacles was on both sides. Or maybe that's going to come up. I'm sensing a second one. That reminds me of another Divine Union reading we had where y'all matched each other. So I've definitely picked up this energy before. But the Ace of Cups, the Chariot, and the Eight of Wands, I mean, you both have the Chariot as well. You're both ready for this victory and success. You're both ready for this love. But over here, the DM has the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles. She has the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. She has the love. She has the wealth. You have the fire. You have the truth. Together, you create a new level of mastery with manifestation. This is an extremely high spiritual union. Again, we have the High Priestess with the Hierophant underneath, and then the High Priestess over that again. Wow. And the star, like super high vibrational energy. For some of you, I'm hearing Starborn. That's for some of you. Wow. She's got as much to offer you, except in her own way, it seems. What else would you like to say about this Divine Feminine? Awakening, Judgment, which is also, it's also a Scorpio Plutonic card, like the Tower. Actually, the Tower is Mars' traditional rulership, but I always also associate it with Pluto because they're both Scorpionic cards, right? And Pluto rules Scorpio, but Mars used to rule Scorpio, but it only currently rules Aries, unless you are studying both traditional and modern astrology. There's a little tip for you. Haya of Fire, California Poppy just came out. That's significant. So that's the Page of Wands. She has some inspiration, or whatever this judgment was, it was also an inspired new action. You have over here Divine Masculine, the Ace of Wands. You have the ultimate gift from Spirit to take divine inspired action, and it's a huge blessing. It's a new path. You are trailblazing here with something. For some of you, I'm hearing there's also a collaboration. We did have Three of Cups come out twice. There's some kind of collaboration here for some of you that is going to bring, I'm hearing, great wealth and prosperity to both of your lives. I don't know what that's about. Could read into it more, but I don't want this reading to go too much further. We will be concluding it soon enough. I know I heard, aw. I know this is a fun reading, right? Okay, so she's also got this new, fresh learning attitude, this youthfulness about her. For some of you, this is a side message. We did have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands and the Emperor on the DM side. And on the Divine Feminine, we have this Page of Wands along with the Queen of Wands. So it's like, it's kind of interesting because it starts with her energy down here. It's like she's this inspiration. And earlier we did get, for some of you, that she was your divine inspiration. So like that just confirmed that message for some of you, or someone in the collective needed to hear that. It's true, confirmed. She is your divine inspiration. She has a childlike wonder to her, and she can create magic from the simplest joys, I'm hearing. And then the next card, the succession in the court, would be the Knight of Wands, which the Divine Masculine has. So the Knight of Wands is taking action on that divine inspiration, that new creative project, that new passion, right? So it's like she's presenting this inspiration and the Divine Masculine is going for it, is taking it to the next level. And over here is the Queen of Wands and the Empress. She's ready to receive. She's ready to take that to the next level too and match your King of Wands. And then as Emperors and Empresses, that's like ultimate power couple. So, wow. Beauty by the Shivers just came on. I need to grieve, I need to be in love. I also do singing videos on YouTube if you want to transmute with me. Check out my singing practice videos. Page of Cups, High of Water. Yeah, I pulled this over the DM. You've been receiving all kinds of signs and synchronicities and psychic hits about how to go forward on this. You also have this like youthful, loving energy. I'm hearing for some of you, it's kind of like first love vibes. For some of you, you've never actually been in love. Interesting. For some of you, you've thought you were in love, but this is like a new way of looking at love for some of you. It's not immature because you're both divine energies. You've graduated, you have a certain level of life experience in you. So you're not immature, and neither is she over here with the page. Again, that alchemical process. You both are creating something new here together with the fire and water. This is beautiful. Wow. What else can we say about that, Spirit? I'm getting chills. The Hermit. I'm hearing for some of you, this is a new form of study for something. I don't know what that's about. That's very specific. What else? The Ten of Wands. Or no, the two of Fire. Wow, I don't know why Ten of Wands came out. Maybe a new form of study on how to overcome great challenges, obstacles, and put down baggage of the past. So for some of you, I'm hearing that you are both trauma informed and want to help other people create and share love and potentially work with children in helping them heal. That's very specific. Two of Fire, Two of Wands, that's making a decision, having choices and options. There's more than one way these ideas can go and grow. A lot having to do with creativity, tapping into page energy, younger maiden or sun energy. This is like a new life I'm hearing. Again, the Fool, and we have all elements on the table. This is totally balanced. This is a full gift. Like, y'all have deserved this. For some of you, I've heard you've been through great trauma in your life and you finally get to have what you're... Oh, I'm getting chills. Oh, this is so powerful. Oh, wow. Spirit. Whew. Okay. Oh, I'm feeling very emotional. Okay. Oh, wow. Bear with me. This is precious. For some of you, you realized that for the first time in your life, you get to be safe, tapping into your childlike passion and love, and you get to experience it with this person. Wow. That's not for everyone, but it blew my mind. I can't even tell you the amount of feelings I just had as an empath. That's profound, what you realized. That's beautiful. That is true soul evolution there, to be wise enough to be able to be mature, to embody this divine energy, yet to be able to go back and tap into this youthful, glorious, inspired, innocent, pure energy. You can create anything now with a beginner's mind. This is perhaps what you've been studying, is how to channel from your inner child, perhaps some childhood dreams that you had. are coming to the surface because of this love. That is so beautiful. Wow. And the song Forever's Not Enough by Soren Bryce just came on. Also, before I started this reading, Skyfall by Adele came on. Lots of James Bond energy. I did a singing practice and sang part of Skyfall in one of the videos. So for some of you, James Bond is relevant, or I'm hearing a classy kind of love. I don't know what that's about. And adventurous too, if you think about it. Interesting. And then we have the Curandera of Earth, but it's a grounded, stable love. Wow. Okay. I feel like this reading is coming to a close, and a lot of the energies have left by now. Oh, what is this? The Four of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. Okay. What is this about, Spirit? Oh, wow. And that was... What? Oops, sorry about the recorder. The Ten of Pentacles just came out, but the thing is it was face up, and we got the Ten of Pentacles earlier, and I could have sworn we put it down on the Divine Feminines. Oh, you're holding on to this abundance. You're not letting it go. I get it. You know how to master this abundance? Okay, all right. For some of you, settle down now. Some of you are what we would call a true man's man, and we're just gonna leave it there. You know how to take care of business, I'm hearing. All right, so you've got this under control, I'm hearing. All right, yeah, and then the Nine of Air. What is that about, though? The Eight of Air. Decline. A decline in what? Side message. Hold on. And the Ace of Air. This is the truth. Oh. Okay. Side message. So for some of you, you tried to possess... You thought what you were holding on to was your ultimate abundance, but it turns out it wasn't. This kept you in a form of self-betrayal and isolation where you couldn't make good decisions, and you found the truth. You found your way out of this, and you realized that what you were holding on to wasn't the Ten of Pentacles. It wasn't a legacy. It was falseness, I'm hearing. And again, over here, we saw this Divine Feminine had the Ten of Pentacles. She is the ultimate abundance over here. I'm hearing she is the key and you are the door, Divine Masculine. So that's interesting. It's almost like she holds the knowledge, the wisdom, the medicine, I'm hearing for some of you. And for the Divine Masculines, you hold the access, the way. You know how to, again, blaze the trail, I'm hearing. So there's definitely more emphasis on collaborating in that whole power couple emphasis, and the Nine of Cups. This is also personal wish fulfillment for both of you to do this. This is something you're both going to love. Also make a wish, because it's going to come true. For some of you, I'm hearing that. And then the Adelita of Air. Knight of Swords. Some of you definitely want to come in quick with this truth. Madre of Fire. Yeah, you're ready to make magic, to create a new life. And I'm very, very excited for y'all. On that note, I think we're going to close this out with an oracle from Kuan Yin. I have the beautiful pocket edition of Kuan Yin Oracle. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you so much on your journey. If this is unfolding for you right now and you want to come back later and share with the community your experience, I know we would love to hear the outcome of this. Interesting. All right. A card came out, but I don't feel like that's supposed to be read on. For some of you, if you have this deck or you want to look up the Tai Chi Rising card. I feel like that's a side message. I'm being called to not read on. This one here though. Spin the silken thread divine. Interesting. Okay. In creating precious silks, there is a sorting process of sifting out that which is broken to find that which is precious and pure. You are commencing a new cycle, and it is time to release that which does not align with your true heart. Choose to release all vows, agreements, and connections that no longer serve your highest good. Perfect. That's talking about putting the Ten of Wands down, which you all have learned to do. And the song At Last by Etta James just came on. So at last, you've figured it all out. This is rare, by the way. This is not a message for everyone. This is a profound love reading. Whoever you are, you're very lucky, and I'm sure you are aware of how fortunate you are. And again, anybody who's listening to this and you feel a little heartbroken, know that your time is coming, because if you are receiving this message, you were meant to, which means it's a possibility for you. And look, for some of you, it may not be with the person you think it is, okay? It may be that someone has triggered an awakening in you and you realize that this kind of level of divine love, of this spiritual connection, exists for you. Now, we have multiple soulmates in our lives, and not all of them are romantic. Some of them are friend soulmates, family soulmates. Some of them are what people call soul ties, where there's a soul connection, but it's a short experience. It could be a short friendship or something. It's like, you knew those people in the past. Every person, place, and thing that comes into our life is there for a reason, okay? And not everybody believes that, but this is my channel and this is Spirit's message, so we're just going to go with what we know, right? Apply it how it fits. This is a profound love. And you also deserve a profound love. So don't give up. Keep moving forward. For some of you, you need to put down your burdens, and some of you have already done that. And that's how you're able to move forward light with speed. So, congratulations. What a way to end the year and celebrate this beautiful Yule solstice. From my home on the mountain to yours, this is Ellie, signing off, darlings. Bye.